Welcome to another live stream. I am Keith. It is another Tuesday. Let's put the back glasses on so I can see you better. Welcome. It looks like people are coming in the chat tonight, and that is great to have you. We do have a poll up tonight, so I hope you'll take time to answer that if you haven't already. Looks like we're live. Let me know if the audio is good and the video is good. Got my Skycam ready here. Let's see, channel 4, I think. Yeah, got the desk cam ready for some unboxing. So I hope you guys are excited about that. We should go over here to this other view. Let me find it. There it is. Let's see, let's cut to PC. And so we have these ready to go. So we have some things to unbox tonight. So I hope you guys are excited about that, because I am. And again, shout out tonight to OSBOT for sending me, actually they sent me the Tiny 3 and they sent me the VOX SE, which is a microphone. We're gonna unbox that. And then I purchased this remote with my own money. Let's see if we can get, there you go. So that's the remote. So we're gonna unbox those tonight. That's gonna be exciting. Also, I did some more research today. Had my iPad and my earbuds in and did some looking at NAB. Love this bigger iPad. I have mine with mix effects here. That's my old iPad. This is my wife's iPad. And let's see. So I was doing some research today on NAMM and NAMM 2026. Found a really good video. We'll give a shout out to that later tonight. But I found a really interesting piece of gear that's out already, and then one announced that we're going to look at tonight. You probably saw those in the still images. And so we'll talk about this. Just had it open on my iPad and wanted to bring that into live to make things look a little bit more realistic, because I'm not always in the studio when I'm doing research. I like to take this off the campus. I did today because it's live stream day and I rarely do that. So let's say hi to some folks in the chat before we get going here. Let's turn chat on the air and get my mouse over here. Earlier tonight, Tony dropped in to say hi. He'll be in the second hour. So usually we do go, I'm trying to cut it down to an hour and a half. Didn't get there last week. We went over, going to try to get there tonight. We'll see. We have lots to talk about. So I said hello to Tony. Then Hank checked in from South Carolina, Bluffton, 7 p.m. at that particular time, 4 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. his time. So it's good to have you, Hank. Tim Morrow, it's good to have you as well. Greetings from down under Melbourne, Australia. Summer day today. So glad that you came in from Melbourne. I also said hi to Hank. And then we have Grish, Eastern Washington. Grish in the same state with me. That's pretty cool. I will hit record. Thank you for that, Hank. We are now recording. We're on the air and we're streaming. So hopefully I'm not ISO recording, so hopefully I have enough hard drive space. And then I don't think you have been here before. I'm not sure, at BHJ76. Hey from Nuuk, capital of Greenland. Yeah, I think you were here because we had Greenland on with us. So welcome. Great to have you. Very fascinated with Greenland. Watched a documentary about 5 or 6 years ago. That got me thinking about that spot in the world. And so thank you for joining us. David, it's great to have you. Greetings from Lithuania enjoying your videos. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. Antique Critic, that looks like my buddy Wayne. So hi, Wayne. Practical IT, great to have you. I hit 41 freedom units today in Michigan. I hit 41 freedom units today in Michigan. So it's great to have all of you guys tonight. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yes, I did say hi to Tim. So great. Well, so tonight, I will give you the disclaimer. OSBOT did send me out the Tiny 3. We're going to talk about that. We're going to unbox these things tonight. I'm not going to fire them up or set them up, but I'm going to show you guys them. There's lots of work that I need to do in the studio to get ready to do a video. I am going to do a video on the OSBOT Tiny 3. So we will be unboxing this. This is my first ever OSBOT device, so I'm pretty excited. We're going to talk about the sensor in this. We're going to compare that to the sensor in this, as well as the YoloCam S3, and I'm going to actually do a video comparing all three of these new cameras. This one's actually on my desk, and we'll be using it as our overhead camera tonight. So, but this is going to be showcased tonight, and then also there's a wireless microphone that you can attach to it. That's very exciting to me. It's kind of the reason I changed my tune. I was not going to have OSBOT send me this camera because I already had the S3. It already had the Insta360 Link 2 Pro, and I wasn't really sure what this was going to offer. And then when I started doing deeper research after it was released a few weeks ago, I discovered that, and that got me pretty excited. We're going to talk about another device that we might be bringing into the studio, and that would be a part of the video that I'm going to do. And then, as I said earlier, I paid for the remote, and you can actually buy a set with all three of these, and I do have links in the description below. But again, the links are just to their site. I don't get any kickback or anything like that. I just really am excited that I will get to keep this device, and my opinion is my opinion, as you guys well know. So I'm super excited. And obviously, if it's something that I feel like is useful in my studio, I could recommend to clients, people that don't want to buy high-end expensive cameras, and just want to be able to live stream from a webcam. They don't want to buy a DSLR or mirrorless or non-mirrorless camera and expensive lenses, and they just want to find a web camera they can plug in to their device and stream directly from their device, or use it for school, use it for Zoom meetings, Microsoft meetings or Teams, excuse me. So lots of cool things. I will be looking at the compatibility with the Rodecaster video in the weeks to come. So stay tuned for live streams coming up. We're also, I'm in the middle of, I should open that up tonight just because you guys deserve a sneak peek. So should I do that? Is it going to crash my computer? Let's do that a little bit later. I don't want to crash anything because I'm monitoring the stream from my laptop. And but what I was going to do is tell you that I'm in the middle of editing my YOLO Box Extreme video. So I'm really excited about that getting out here in the next, probably next 7 to 8 days. Really excited about that. I only have that device on loan, so I have to send that device back. So I really want to get some training on it so I can make recommendations to people that may want to use that device, and we will be streaming from it here very soon. So I will be doing a live stream from the YOLO Box Extreme, hopefully before I have to send it back. Again, so webcams are a great opportunity now for us to be able to stream from. And so I want to set up a layout here real quickly. So let's turn Super Source in the preview window here. And let me go to Super Source. Let's go to Box 2. And then I want to make box 2. What am I want to do? Box 2, I want to make this input right here. So also, let's check that mic. It looks like it's working. We're going to put that microphone away. And I'm going to be hands-free here for a bit because I've got some things to unbox. So we'll get to that here in just a minute, and we'll do some unboxing. Let's just see if anybody else has popped in tonight. And let me go down here. Let's see. Chat on the air. It's on the air. So Grisha's saying hi to Jeremy. That is Practical IT, I believe. Nice to watch the stream rather than bring in front of the camera myself. Let's see. BTW, my name is Bajane. I'm not even sure how, is that how you pronounce it? B-A-R-B-E-A-R-E, Ni? B-R-Ni? I don't know if I pronounced that great. It's good to have you here, Joe, as well, from Tech for Fun. Sir, that is, yeah, you can call me Keith. That is perfectly fine. So live streaming on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. here, Pacific Standard Time is what we do. The clocks are going to change sometime this spring, so I'll try to keep you posted on that. I am looking for new ways to alert everybody, so I may be starting an email list where I can send an email out each week. So we'll see about that, working on that. That was a suggestion in the live stream last week. We did take a look at some things last week from NAMM. We talked about the purchase of Presonus by Fender. I do have a, I am going to put in the link tonight. I forgot to do it, but I do have some links in the description tonight. A video that I found that I thought did a really good job. It was at NAMM in California, gigantic music trade show. Some of you may be into it, not into it, but what I'm looking for is the technology in kind of the music industry is colliding now with some of the technology, obviously, in the live streaming industry, the video production, photography, all the tech world. And so what I was looking for this week is anything that stood out to me that's cutting edge, that involves music, obviously, because you have music when you're live streaming or you're doing events. And then the technology of video, and then like live events. And we are going to talk about 2 devices that I think are quite interesting devices, and a device that was announced at NAMM 2026 that is going to be pretty cool once it's released. And so that video has to do with last week's conversation. And then I'm looking for a really good video to put in the link by this evening about tonight's conversation. But there are some really good videos out there. Let me look at my notes here real quick in Word. Let's see, could this be that video? Let me just double check this real quick for later tonight's live stream. Paste this in, see what happens here. Nope, that is not it, but we'll leave that open. So, okay, so let's do this. Let's change camera angles. Let's get on the desk. Looks like the audio is working really well. So we have the OSBOT Tiny 3. Now, if you know anything about OSBOT cameras, and I've been following OSBOT cameras for quite a while now, been thinking about purchasing one. They came out with the Tiny 2, and they have smaller sensors, obviously, than some of the webcams that are coming out now. But this new camera, which is on the desk, it boasts of a 1/128, which is actually a larger sensor than in the YOLO Cam S3 and the Insta360 Link 2 Pro. So a little bit bigger. So the difference between 2.8 and 3. And so the smaller number is bigger. So 1 over 128 is bigger than 1 over 1.3. So this is a tiny bit bigger, and you can, do the math yourself. But in reality, seeing sensors in these cameras now, these webcams, even though this is not an inexpensive webcam, we'll look at the price here in a little bit, but we're going to unbox this first. So again, it's the Tiny 2.3. It's not on the front of the box for whatever reason, but there it is right there, OSBOT Tiny 3. Just have their color. That's one of their colors, which you can see in their logo. Then they have OSBOT Tiny 3 there as well. Nothing on the bottom, but more of their logo color. You've got the information on the back, and I can zoom that in on the Insta360 link too. Hopefully that's focusing. I might have set it on face detect. If I did, that's bad. And I can't change that. So again, nice little box, and have not opened it up. Here is the seal right here. So we're going to take the handy dandy knife and cut the seal and open the box, set the knife aside. Box flaps open like that, and then you have different barcodes on here, scanning codes that take you to the download software, and I will be downloading the software tomorrow. And then this is for OSBOT Tiny 3. That's information, and then basically some warnings here. Then you have this little packet, and inside it is the thick instruction manual, and that's all that's in that box. And we'll set that over here and set that there. So pretty big instruction manual, but obviously it's in different languages. And this camera is feature packed. So then we opened it up, and you can see it's got a little tiny case. So we're going to open this up, pull this out of the box, and we'll compare that to the case that I have for my Wirless Go 2. And you can see it's a little bit bigger, but this holds 3 of these devices. Sorry about the light. Seems a bit dark. So apologize for that. And then nothing else in the box. So we're going to set the instructions, put the box away. And then we're going to unzip this. So it's got a little carry handle. It's got a little zipper. And we'll steal one of these lights. Let's add some light here. Add a little bit of light. So it says OSBOT on the front. You can see that. And so we will unzip this. And there you go. It is a tiny camera. Let me hold it up to the main screen here in my hand. You can see it's a very tiny camera. You've got things in the pocket right here. Then you've got the mount, and then you got the Tiny 3. So we'll pull this out so that you can see that camera. And if I hold it in front of my face, then there is a little plastic piece on the front that needs to be peeled off. So peel that off. And then there's another piece right here on the gimbal. And again, this is 2 gimbals, gimbal this way and a gimbal this way. It's not 3 gimbals, and you may know I love gimbals, so more the merrier. So you will have to have this level. And then on the bottom, there is a quarter 20 thread right there. And then on the back, there is only a USB-C port. Now this is a webcam, USB-C 4K, 1/128 sensor. Then we'll cut back over here to the desk and pull this stuff out of here. Let's try this. So inside here, got one of these to protect it from moisture. And then also right here, you have the little magnet. So we'll pull that out and it opens up like this. And that is so you can put it over your monitor, take the camera, it magnetizes on, and then this actually tilts up. So this right here is the magnet piece, and it's got a hinge, and so it is actually magnetized on to the bottom of the camera. So you can see it's got like a rubber material, sticky rubber material for grip, and then it closes all up just like that. And there is a close-up of the OSBOT. Let me get that in front of the camera. There is the back and the side. And there you can look into that beautiful glass right there. And it's got a red rim around it. And again, this is the largest sensor of a webcam that I now have in my studio, but it's a beautiful little camera and it's very tiny. In comparison, it's about the same size as the original Insta360 Link, is what it seems like. It's the same size. So we will pull this back off. And again, this is the piece it sticks to. And it flaps on there. So there it is. There's the bracket. And then inside this package, obviously, is going to be a USB cable, USB-C with an adapter. And so here we go. You got the little adapter. USB-C, USB-C on both sides. And you stick the adapter on there. And now you have USB-A. So, cool. Okay, so we're going to put this back in the case. Like that. Back in the case. Can't believe how dark that is. Like that camera changed color and went crazy. So we're going to fix that. I apologize. Okay. Set that up there. We're going to make a camera change here. Again, I can't make any adjustments. I had it plugged into the YOLO box, so we're going to use the S3 as our overhead camera. and continue our live stream. Okay. It's a bit better. Let's just adjust this. Okay. So that's the camera I took down. Okay, that's much better. Okay, so now we have the microphone. Let's zoom in here. I don't know why it's changing colors of the camera. Let's rotate this. Much better. Okay, so we're gonna live with that shot. Sorry about that. We're gonna break the seal on this. And you can see this is called the OSBOT VOX SE. And again, this is a wireless microphone that connects on the OSBOT Tiny 3. So let's see if we can't break into here. Pull all this stuff out of the box. Nothing else in there. Oh, yep, there is. The manual. So we'll put the box down. And then inside here is the manual. And again, instructions. And I have the focus not on facial, focus on this, so should get pretty good focus right there. OSBOT manual. And then got this little case here. Slide this out. Again, a zipper pouch. There's OSBOT right there. And the back, little zipper. And open that up. And you got lots of stuff in here. So right here, we have a cable, I think. Yep. USB-C to USB-A cable, shorty. Also on the sides, we have these. Everything's out of that. Doesn't open up anymore. But there you go. You can see inside of there. Now we have these things on the desk. And let's open them up. So little microphone, little charging ports. Here's a button and an LED light. See if that helps you guys see that. Focusing. Not really. That's the microphone right there. These are little windscreens. And then there's your button and then the tiny LED light right there. And we'll open up this. Very tiny. This is the charger. USB-C port. And this drops in like that. And then you can charge it with this. Then you have a windscreen right here. And that pops on here. We'll see how that goes on. There's two little dots on the back. You see those. And this snaps into those dots. I don't want to push too hard before I read the instructions. Put that back in the charging case. Then there's one more little holder here. And then that is a couple magnets. And that must be to put it on, and then a mount. So let's pull this out. And it's magnetic. So you could either do it with the clip. Oh gosh. You could either do it with this clip magnetized on there, or you could take one of these two magnets right here. This is kind of a carrier on a lanyard. And you can see it hooked on to the microphone because they're magnets. So, little teeny microphone, and you can put the magnetic mount on the back, or you can take one of these magnets and put it on just like I have this one on. So I could just simply clip that right there, and you can see how tiny it is. And then again, you have the little charging station right here. And I wish I could get that closer so you all could see that. Let's go back to camera 4 and see if I can just get this sucker up close to the camera so you can see the USB-C port, the charging, little slots on both sides. And then take this microphone back off. There's the microphone. And the magnet on the back. And like you said, the little buttons right there. That's to connect it and turn it on. And then you have little microphone hole slots there so you can get to the mic inside it. And then the battery. And then here is, or actually the magnet. And there's one magnet right there. And then it magnetizes to this lanyard. See if we can get that to focus. Let's change the focus on this camera. Is this better? Nope. This is like an area focus. So if I'm in that area, it should focus just fine. There's the little notches. So then you have this little dead cat, very small. It's got that little bracket on it, and then these pop in to the microphone. I'm going to try to put them on right now. Again. I would hope it's magnetic, but it's not. So so far, that is a bit disheartening. Is there like a piece of foam in here that needs to come out? I'll have to read. There is a little piece of foam in there that might be blocking it. So I'll have to see if that's packing, and I'll pull that out. So very tiny in comparison. There you go. Very tiny microphone. And again, there is a little magnetic clip as well that literally just snaps on, and you could clip it to your lapel as well. So I could just clip it on here. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to set this stuff aside. And now we will open this remote. I don't know why that's not focusing very well on this. The very light drawing of the remote. And we'll open this. Here's the remote. Got a place for 2 AAA batteries, and then there's a USB-C or USB-A port, because this actually plugs into a computer. They do make a converter device to NDI. We're going to look at that here in a minute, but this would then come out and be like a mouse. So you're going to control the camera using the software and using the remote plugged in to your laptop or your PC. And then it says laser. It's got 4 buttons across the front, and that's programming. And then you have position 1, position 2, position 3. Then you have a button in the middle, and then you can go right and left, zoom out, zoom in. And then right here, there's a track, close up, hand mode, and then some buttons here. And then this will page right and left. And it has push places on the top here, push places in the middle, push places right here, and supposedly power button and a little LED light right there. I don't have any batteries, but again, so we'll put the should have paid attention to how that was in there. There we go. I got it back in. So here's the manual. Gives you instructions. So, and the lights are killing the ability to see the manual. So here's the remote control. Let's get the light back on my face working right. So here is the remote control. And so now I have the OSBOT Tiny 3. I have the wireless microphone. I have the remote control. And then one of the other things that I'm considering getting is this device. Yeah, it's $253, but you can plug the remote in the side of it. Is there a better picture of this right here? So it looks like this. One of my clients has this. Let me zoom in here, make it a little bit bigger. And again, supports PoE, power over Ethernet. NDI, so UVC signal to NDI, so you would plug the camera into it and then to the network. And when you plug the USB-C dongle into it, you can still remote control the camera. It supports NDI. It comes with these 3 features: instant convert UVC signal to NDI. PoE supported, no need for separate power supply, so you can power it over Ethernet. It doesn't come with a power supply, so you would have to add one. And there is one right here in the picture but it doesn't come with one. So you'd plug the router in here. You can insert a micro SD card. Then you plug your camera in right here. The USB-C, USB-A remote control would be plugged in here for wirelessly controlling it. And then if you have a powered router to power it, you wouldn't need anything else. And then you could come out NDI into a device that receives NDI. So again, I haven't tested it with a Rodecaster video. I want to do a little bit more research. I'm assuming it would work with some devices and possibly not all devices. But again, that is one of the things that I'm considering. And if you don't know what NDI is, I put a link in the description below. OSBOT has a little definition of NDI. Basically, what is NDI? Network Device Interface is open protocol designed for bidirectional video transmission over Ethernet network in real time. NDI-enabled products are widely used in live production systems, making video creation and sharing much easier. So they have information about HX3, which is ultra low latency, visual loss video supporting streaming up to 4K at 60 frames per second. NDI HX3 ensures every transmission frame is crystal clear. So again, there'll be a little bit of latency, but not too much. And then lower bandwidth request. NDI HX3 significantly reduces bandwidth use, consuming around 50 Mbps for a 1080-60 stream. So that's one of their pages. And then if you're wondering what this little tiny 3 camera costs, it is $349, tax not included. So it's not inexpensive. It's a very small 4K PTZ camera. It's got AI tracking 2.0, 1/128 CMOS with 4K 30 frames per second and 1080p up to 120 frames per second. So you can slow that down 3 times for slow motion, or even more if you're going 60 or 30 frames per second. Cut it in half speed if you're doing 60 frames per second, and 3 times slow down for 30 frames per second. Actually 4, sorry. Playful OSBOT avatars and virtual voices available. Easy remote interaction with RTC, which is what I have. And gesture control 2.0, voice control, whiteboard mode, and more. Extensive compatibility, including Stream Deck and Switch 2. And then we'll click on this little additional button right here, and it takes you to the Tiny 3 OSBOT page. And they have 2 models. They have the bigger one, which is actually a lower resolution. And then they have the Tiny 3. And then again, you can see the connectivity for the little SE microphone, 1/128 CMOS sensor, which is just slightly bigger than the 1/1.3 or 1.3 that's in the Insta360 Link 2 and the YOLOCAM S3. Whiteboard mode, AI tracking, hand gestures, again, the remote control. It works seamlessly with all these devices, pro software for PC available in the Tiny 3 to open new era of AI-powered webcams. Now the Tiny 3 propels that era forward with smaller body, studio spatial audio, and flagship image and AI tracking. Again, keep in mind the YOLOCAM S3 has no microphones, but the new OSBOT Tiny 3 does have microphones. So does the Insta360 Link 2 Pro. It has microphones, as well as the older Insta360 Link 2. So the microphones are getting better and better. Plus we have this wireless microphone now as an option. And so very tiny camera, very portable, 2 gimbals, and the best, it seems like the best webcam sensor that I've seen so far on the market. There it is. It's 48% smaller, 34% lighter, all around stronger. And again, 3 microphones built in. So clear audio versus the Tiny 3. Higher maximum ISO versus the Tiny 2, so twice the ISO for low light. 30% larger sensor than the Tiny 2, and 48% smaller size versus the Tiny 2, 34% lighter weight versus the Tiny 2. So if you have a Tiny 2, there's the differences. Again, better sensor, lighter, smaller, more compact, better low light performance, and again, by double the ISO, so it's gonna look way better in low light. Again, there's kind of a look at sensors. So the 1/128, which is in the Tiny 3, here's the Tiny 2, 1/1.5, and then here's the Tiny 4K, 1/2.8 sensor. So a lot of security cameras that cost thousands, up to like 2,000, use this smaller sensor, and now you have this 1/2.8 sensor in the Tiny 3. That is absolutely amazing. So I love this diagram to get you an idea of what's happening with the different sensors. So again, this is a crazy little camera. We'll fire it up in the weeks to come, and I'm doing a video on it. I'll be shooting a video on it later this week, and then edit it and have it up before the end of the first week of March. That's the goal. But anyway, that is us unboxing. Let me clean up here. The OSBOT Tiny 3 webcam. Also, the microphone that's available with it. And that is the OSBOT VOX SE. So just making sure that I get all those names correct. So that's the unboxing that I wanted to do. Let's get back in the chat. I'm sure I'm way behind all of your questions. Let's just go back here and see if I can cover my bases here. So someone made K9 Striker late. Good to have you. Sean from the farm, taking care of the horses. Juris Design, hi Keith, hi everyone, it's good to have you. Doug, it's good to have you here as well. We've been unboxing the Tiny 3 and the VOX SE little microphone that goes with it. That's gonna be pretty cool. And I like to try this OSBOT Tiny 3. I have two S3s for my YOLO Box Extreme, which I'm really happy with, but I use a Lumix S5 what is that? S5 2X as my main camera, which is great. And again, the advantage, let's see, I used my YOLO Cam S3 YOLO Box Extreme. The advantage now, if you've done the new firmware update for your YOLO Box Extreme, is you can now control the S3 and the S7. I think the S7, you have to plug in a USB-C cable. The YOLO Cam S3 already has a USB-C cable. And if you go into the input on your YOLO Box Extreme, you can just tap in the right-hand corner, and instead of a little PTZ control on the bottom left, open it up, now a settings control, and you can get in there. There's even the ability to set zoom in and out. I'm still learning how to use the YOLO Cam S3 with the YOLO Box Extreme, and got to shoot a little added video for my series that's going to be on the channel on the YOLO Box Extreme, because now with that update, that is really cool that you can control YOLO live cameras like the YOLO Cam S7 and the YOLO Cam S3. So awesome. So let's see. GP Pro 7 Vegas, welcome. When you need to catch up to real time, you can play Keith in 2X play. When you sync again, he will drop to normal. Okay. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I hope you will tune in as we test out this camera. Again, shout out to OSBOT for sending me the microphone, sending me the camera. Have agreed to do a review video. I will be working on that after I get the software downloaded and all that. Lots of steps with these webcams, play around with the software, see if there's any firmware updates. I'm kind of glad that I didn't get it when it originally released, because typically there's bug fixes and things like that. And I like my videos to be after the bugs are pretty well fixed. Maybe they don't have any bugs. I haven't really dived that much into it. But again, a shout out to OSBOT for sending me the camera and the microphone. And we will test the microphone in a live stream. It'll be a lot of fun. There is a microphone on the Insta360 Link 2 Pro. So right now it is plugged into the YOLO Box Extreme. So I'm not using the microphone, but I could turn it on inside the YOLO Box Extreme because it will ingest audio. So if we go back here real quick and I go to the audio page, and it is USB 2, and I can see audio signals right here on the device. And if I open this up, let's do this. Well, I could do this two ways. Let's do it like this. Let's go to settings. Let's go to HDMI out. And let's mirror. Now, let's see. I mirror the wrong one. Must have. Program on that one. Here on that one. And then let's cut to this view right here. Yeah, let's cut back to super source right here. Then I'm going to change what's in this box. Standby. In box 2, we want to go to that output. And let's lose the logo for right now. Turn chat off the air. So let's get out of this. So if I go to the audio page, this is the audio levels on number 3. So you can see program, monitor, USB 2. And that is USB 2 camera. And that's the audio levels. So I'm bringing this into tonight's live stream through an input in my ATEM Mini Extreme ISO. So you guys can see this. And I'm mirroring the screen, which is really cool. This kind of shows you the bigger page, so everything I tap goes live. You also have the ability to change that in the settings. You can get away from that classic mode and go to a director mode, which is my favorite. And then I could actually have the overhead Yellow Cam S3 on the left, and I can have then the Insta360 Link 2 Pro on the right. Then again, if I tap on USB 2 camera that's right below the camera I'm on, and if I tap on this and hold it, come on. Let me enlarge these. So this opens up. And again, you have PTZ control on the bottom left. You don't have the ability to control this camera. I mean, I can rotate it, I can flip it, I can crop it, I can replicate it, I could add a LUT. I can do transition actions, I can even rename the input. But if I click on the camera to the left of it, right here, you can see I have camera settings now instead of PTZ control. Try that again. If I click on camera settings, it opens up this whole new view. And you can see I even have new zoom, default scene, normal. These are presets that I created that are saved inside the camera. So default scene and current configuration, new zoom. So if they're saved in the software, now built in, I can then save those presets and then change to them. So that's what's really cool about having access to all of this. I kind of messed up that camera, but I have the ability to go in here, image version. I can go to kind of the Canon look, which is right there. And then I could go to the focus modes. I could do exposure settings, even go manual exposure, white balance, and then upgrading and all of that stuff. And then if I want to exit this, I just go the top left button, and now I'm back to the main view. And so 2 cameras on the screen, because again, I'm mirroring it. I can't talk tonight. So again, you can change the YOLOCAM S3, but you can't change the settings in the Insta360 Link 2. But both of those cameras will work in the YOLOBOX Extreme, which is really cool. And it's supposed to only handle 2 webcams through the 2 USB-A ports, but I actually had 3 plugged in by using the 2 USB-As and the 1 USB-C, but I did lose a picture under the inputs for one of the cameras, and I think it's because I was overloading the Extreme by doing that. Okay, so let's look at this device. Check on the chat. We seem to be good. It's a little bit after the hour, but I wanted to get over here. So I was doing a little research. Let's change back to this for a second. And let's see. A shout out to Scott's page. He had a great video that I found today. In fact, it is right here, 85 awesome let's lose the commercials here for a second. So again, shout out to Scott, and the video is linked below. He was looking at NAMM and found this device. And what I love about this device, go back to this microphone. Again, I have the still image tonight, and we will go over and look at their page. But when I was doing the live sound, the bands are always playing backing tracks or pads. My son in his band plays backing tracks, and we were talking about the technology of playing like backing tracks. So let's say you're not a full band, or you're traveling as an artist, or you have a convention event, and you want to have music, and you want to have audio and your projection on your screens all sync together. Well, believe it or not, this device will do it. So on the left-hand side, this is the B-Box. Let me open up my still image here for you guys again to see. So it's the B.Beat, Evo. And it actually has the ability to track. It has the ability to sync with video. And it's a pretty incredible device, really captured my attention today. But what also stood out to me is this device on the right. And again, if you look at my still image on the right-hand side, you can see That's the LAKYX. And Scott from his page, and you can subscribe. I have subscribed to his page, get all the alerts now. But again, he's going to cover 85 in that video, 85 awesome things that he found at NAMM and some really cool things. We're going to look at another one here. But the device on the right, which again is called the LAKYX, it is a MLive device that was announced. It's a MIDI controller, and what that device is going to be capable of doing is it's going to be able to connect together again with the B.Beat Evo, which is on the left in this picture, and on the right is the, again, the, I guess it's the LAKX for better terms. So the B.Beat Evo and the LAKX connected together will then control lights. So you can track, you can then have it coordinate video on a big screen. And with this new device, it's going to be able to remotely control lights at the same time, which is pretty stinking cool. Let me see if I can find the moment in this video. Hopefully no audio play here. Let me mute it. So again, here it is on the floor, and you guys can watch this video later. And this is actually a new pedal that they announced at NAMM as well. That gives you the ability to loop the device, and then the MIDI controller is going to give you the ability to control lights. And coming here in a second in this video is this demo. So I'll play it real quick. So here is the devices. He's playing through it, controlling the screen behind him and the lights with this new device. Now, patents pending on this new MIDI device. It's not been released yet, but to me, this is crazy cool technology. So there he is. It is coordinating the back wall. It's coordinating the lights. He has a loop switch on the bottom. And again, it can even put words on the screen and sync everything up to the audio. And I don't know, that seems pretty stinking cool. So the fact that you could sync all of those things together, MLive, a shout out. Now, I don't follow a lot of the audio side like I used to when I had my recording studio and my mastering studio. I would be watching NAMM, reading magazines back in the day, every video I could consume, all the new products. But I've been a little lackadaisical and I haven't been doing that. And so thank you to guys like this that found devices like this. So again, a shout out to Scott. I can't pronounce his last name. It's UHL. Again, it's right here. So you guys could go and subscribe. I did put the link in the description below. But the fact that all of this is being played and coordinated together through that device. Now, it is not cheap. We'll look at the price, but pretty crazy. So let's go back to me and a logo. We'll minimize this. We'll see if we can't find. So I don't have a price for the new MIDI controller. And this is not cheap. It's $1,195, the same price as an ATEM Extreme ISO. So many of us have purchased those or even more expensive devices. But this has, we'll read it. So it's called the MLive B.Beat Evo 256 HD. Play, mix, live backing tracks and video. Plays MP4, MOV, AVI, and JPEGs. Synchronized backing tracks to video. Bluetooth, USB flash, Ethernet support. Click and microphone management. Plays waves, MTA, stems, MIDI, and MP3. Up to 16 mono or 8 stereo tracks. 2.4 OLED display, 256 gigabyte internal memory, includes a USB-C, PSU, and hard case. Play backing tracks, sync video, engage in hands on mixing, and create playlists or whole shows for killer performances with the M Live B.Beat Evo, a portable media playback device for live performances, compatible with a wide array of audio and video formats and sporting 6 separate audio outputs with 1 HDMI output. You can set up complex shows and control them. And then 6 separate 1/4-inch audio outputs, 2 1/4 line audio inputs, 1 stereo pair, 1 1/4 TRS headphone out for click track, return inputs from mixer and backing tracks, 4 pots for real-time adjusting. Anyway, there's a video on his channel as well. I've linked in the description. So if you want to watch his video on how to use this B.Beat Evo. But again, so it already does MIDI, but now I guess I'm using the wrong term for controlling lights. What is that? Someone put that in the chat. Good to have you back in the chat, Tony. I saw you pop back in. We're talking about this device. So let's look at accessories here. Yeah, so they haven't added any of those new accessories that you can see on his channel. Trying to refresh this video. There we go. So again, you have the switches, and you can see that he's literally using the switches, floor switches, to be able to control the device. And that is really cool. And then again, like I said, with the ability of this device, plug it in to control lights. Now with LAKYX DML, yeah, DMX controller, right? Is that what it says? That again. Yeah, DMX total control. So DMX, I could not think of the terminology. So the B.Beat together with the LAKYX controller, and I tried to scan these codes, but nothing came up. I just think this is incredible. You may not think so, but I think it's pretty cool. If you're a guitar player and a vocalist and you want to be able to sync video, lighting, as well as MIDI controlling, bringing in a complete DAW, as well as not having to have a laptop and having a foot pedal to control all this. What they're doing with MIDI control, they're adding DMX. The fact that this device has the ability to add video, it's pretty incredible. So the fact that you can control all of this stuff right from your iPad through the device, syncing it all up, and then adding in lights, controlling the screen behind you, syncing it all with the audio. This is pretty cool. So if you are a gigger or whatever, or I don't know, I mean, it's not an inexpensive device for sure, but because I've been talking with my son all along now lately about MIDI control, he plays guitar, electric guitar. It's pretty incredible. So of what you can do with this device, and right now, again, they have a 15% off on the M Live site. And again, I will put a link to his video. Let me find that again. go back to Scott's channel. Let me search for B.Beat. So here his video tracks, MIDI video, etc. without a laptop. And again, here is his video. It's probably going to play a commercial. So let me get out of it real quick. Letting this refresh. Computer slow. It's because I'm streaming using all my bandwidth. Well, anyway, I linked the video on the B.Beat in the description below. We're going to move on. Maybe that'll refresh eventually. The other thing that he saw at NAMM was on stage has this guitar stand, which I thought was pretty cool because it converts into a work table. So if you need to change strings or whatever you need, it literally pivots your guitar and now you have a workbench. And that's just 2 of the 85 things that's on his video. And I thought that was really cool. We'll blow that up. And so pretty incredible device that you can go from the guitar on it and adjust the height and then use it to work a workbench to repair your guitar or whatever it is. So if you are a guitar player, I know Tom Buck plays guitar. I know some of you probably play guitar, but I just think this kind of a device at NAMM is pretty cool. I'm not sure whose picture this is, but here is Scott with his setup. So here's his B.Beat, and he's just showing the desktop right there. But again, he has a monitor, he's syncing video, and all of this together. I don't know why this is taking so long to play these videos, but again, you guys can watch that video. Again, the link is in the description. But you have the ability, looks like with an iPad and the B.Beat, and he's got a monitor there. Everything's syncing together, but it's just not rendering in my studio here for some reason. The videos aren't rendering, probably because I have too many things open right now. So here's a close-up of that device, the LAKYX. You can see it's got an on, in, and out. Then it's got the MIDI DMX in and out right here on the bottom. And then you saw in the picture that there is the ability to add wireless to it. So that's pretty incredible. I'm not sure when that device is going to be out, but I did bring it up. And then here's some more information on that. Let's just cut to my laptop. We get closer to this document. So this device is the M Live system that brings lighting control into B.Beat world turning audio and lighting into a single perfectly synchronized experience. Thanks to a plugin integrated into B.Beat Manager and a dedicated hardware interface, this manages the entire lighting show directly from B.Beat. No need for external devices. At the heart of this device is intelligence. It analyzes the music track, automatically generates a lighting show that matches the style, dynamic, and evolution of the song, always in perfect sync. Users can easily and creatively fine-tune and customize the show. The box controls full DMX universe with 512 channels and can also record existing lighting shows, integrating them directly into backing tracks. Audio and lighting become a single entity played back together via DMX or ArtNet. This device, Larks, allows the same lighting show to be adapted to different stages and layouts thanks to continuously updated fixture library. A wireless version of the box is also planned for radio-based DMX transmissions, so that's cool. There's going to be 2 versions. The Larks, I guess is called, makes a lighting show management simple and immediate streaming to entire technically handling the DMX protocols. And so again, this is MLive. Here is their website, and you have to find the English version of their website, but there's the devices side by side and a couple different angles of that device. So pretty cool. And again, just the B.Beats, you're going to be paying $1,194. Again, we saw a sale going on their website. I think I've showed you guys all of this. So the B.Beats, it says perfect track management. B.Beat plays backing tracks up to 16 tracks on 16 separate outputs or 6 separate outputs. With the manager software, you can organize audio, video, MIDI, playlist shows, lyrics, sheet music, and transfer them directly to B.Beats. Setting up the stage has never been faster. B.Beat lets you manage a complete system, audio out, MIDI, peripherals, video out, headphones, wireless devices, and pedal. And if you were watching, I recorded this video to show everybody as my intro video was playing tonight. So pretty cool. At least I thought it was something that jumped out at me. Obviously, we've been talking about this device as well. We unboxed the Tiny 3. Again, AI-powered spatial audio, 4K PTZ webcam. And then if you want to be able to control that and have it come in as a regular webcam, let's see if I can find that again. You could add this OSBOT UVC to NDI adapter. Looks like this. Again, you would be spending quite a bit of money. You could also just invest in a tail air too. But again, the chip size and what you're able to get in that tiny webcam, adding this device would give you the ability to bring it in NDI if you have a device that can receive NDI. So that and the stand, which I think is pretty cool for the guitar. Let's look at the cost of that. That guitar stand is $99. But again, the fact that it becomes a work table as well as a guitar stand, that is pretty cool. Again, in case you weren't here earlier, there's a comparison of the chip size. So you have a 1/1.28, and then just smaller than that would be a 1/1.3. So it is the biggest sensor now that I have in the studio that's being featured in the OSBOT Tiny 3. Tiny bit bigger than the Insta360 Link 2 Pro, as well as the YOLOCAM S3. But then you can see the Tiny 4 was a 1/2.8, which is what you see in a lot of cameras like phones and things like that. And then the 1/1.5 is the Tiny 2. sensor. And now you have this 1/128, and you can see it is quite a bit bigger. So there are so many things in his video. Finally got this fixed. So many things in Scott's video, 85 things from NAMM, but you can see how he has things set up. So he's playing video. I'm not sure what this device is on the top right, but in his video, which again, I linked in the description here, training on this B.Beat device, you know, he's actually able to control video, and then you're going to be able to actually be able to control DMX devices as well. So it is pretty cool that these devices are now coming out at these shows. And like I said earlier tonight, here is his 85 awesome pieces of gear from NAMM 2026. So he's got information on what line 6 is doing. So you can look through this video. Here are the chapter markers. Let's scroll down here. So you have wireless, the B.Beat expansion, X5, a bunch of in-ears that he looked at, more wireless, the Helix Stadium, Quad Cortex Mini, playback devices, affordable amp models, speakers, PA, mixers, guitar, bass, miscellaneous stuff, favorite things that he saw at NAMM, more miscellaneous stuff. So 85 things that he actually shows you pictures of. Pretty cool. That's pretty sick, if you ask me. And then, like I said, I also saw a video this video right here is a follow-up to last week. So is there a new era of Fender Studio Pro? First look at NAMM 2026. I will copy, let me copy this right now. Oops. Just gonna pop this video in before we move on. So this is under, it's a new era for Fender Studio Pro, first look. So he's gonna take you through the devices. So I've added that to the links in tonight's video description, so you can check that out, as well as a number of other links. So just trying to help you see what's happening on the music side, that's features at NAMM. Is anything flooding over to the video side for live events or studio events? I mean, imagine if you had a screen in the back of your studio and you had lights and you could just pick up your guitar as a guitar trainer, like one of my clients, and be able to play guitar for your students at the same time, be having a light show and a video show with the words in the back as you played. I think it's really cool. I'm not sure that my client will think that's super cool, but I will definitely show it to him next week when we get together. So, okay, back to chat. GoPro 7 Vegas lighting is DMX. Yeah, thank you. Looks great for DJ work as well. Yeah, I think it would be great for DJ work. That stand can convert your guitar to a steel string. Yeah, so you could actually do some pretty cool things. So again, I just think that if we don't look at what's happening at NAMM, even if you're not maybe in the music side of things, I believe the technology is starting to move from different places. So, and some of these companies are purchasing each other, like Fender has purchased Personas, and now Fender has taken over Studio One. They've added 2 new Midi devices, and that video that I just linked in the description talks about those 2 Midi devices that are going to replace the original Atoms. And what they're trying to do is give more interaction with Midi people that are doing Midi, people that are doing wanting the Fender amp cabinets. I mean, they cover what they added to Studio One and what's coming out very soon with the new Midi devices that I actually showed in last week's live stream. So again, NAMM is pretty cool. NAB is coming up very soon. CES just ended. There's announcements coming. You never know what Blackmagic Design is going to announce. So again, we have a poll tonight. 70% of you said no. Do you own a OSBOT camera? And 30% of you said yes. So, and that's 20 votes. So thank you for voting on that poll. Let's end that now. Again, 20 votes. 70 of you said, what is that, 14, said that you do not own a OSBOT camera of any kind, and 30% of you said you do. I'd love to see in the description what you have. So if you just want to pop in there, if you have a Tiny 2, if you have a Tail Air 2, whatever camera you have from OSBOT, I would love to hear it in the chat. So, well, unless you have any questions, again, I do have tonight the YOLO Box Extreme showing you guys mirroring the main screen. We're going to live stream very soon from the YOLO Box Extreme. We'll drop that logo again. Where is my mouse? Come on. So lots of different cameras that you can bring in here, different layouts that you can do and make those live. Something's dead in that layout. So there's a lot of possibilities here. So we're going to actually stream from this device in a maybe even next Tuesday. We'll see, because I got to send it back pretty soon. We might even plug the OSBOT Tiny 3 into it and see what it looks like. Control it with the remote control. Where is it? Get some batteries in this and plug it in and control it with the remote control. I am excited to have a remote control finally for a camera. I'm kind of hoping that they will come out with a new Tiny Tail Air 3 with a better sensor in it. But again, they're already sporting a camera that's $1,200. It just seems like that's what we're talking about lately. Devices that cost $1,200. But lots of changing. Like I said, Fender is taking parts of Personas now a different direction. They've changed the color of their boards, redesigned all of the Studio Live 3 consoles, and went with Fender colors. The new interfaces are now added. There's talked about in that video link below. There's new colors on the new interfaces. They brought over the preamps and the digital conversion from all of Personas' devices. Fender can do that because they own Personas. They're adding extra dimensions in Midi. They're adding extra things in the Studio One software version 8. which is now called Fender Studio Pro, which we talked about last week. So again, I'm actually thinking about going ahead and getting the box version of Fender Studio Pro. I haven't updated my Studio One software since version 4, so I'm due, we'll see. But again, I'm excited to have these cameras. I have cameras everywhere. I have Insta360 Link 2 right here, which you were seeing on the YOLO box. I've got the S3 right here. You can barely see it aiming down at the desk. I pulled out my older Insta360 Link 2. That was the one that was facing down on the camera. That wasn't the Pro. It was the Link 2 that we were having trouble with at the beginning of tonight's live stream. This is, let's see, right there. This is, what camera is that for? On the right-hand side, this is the Link 2 Pro, and I can take that full screen. Let's see, I got to get out of that in here. Go down to HDMI out. There you go. So this is actually a picture from the Insta360 Link 2 Pro. So we're going to compare this image very soon against the Tiny 3, which has a little bit bigger sensor, and we'll compare those side by side. And then I can actually put myself in the S3 here. Let me adjust it and put myself in it. Again, the color is a little bit different because I messed with the presets and messed up my color camera settings. So everything seems to be a bit off. But again, I won't mess with that. We'll just cut back to my main camera. So those are two 1/1 3 chips. I'll have to fix the colors in that. Evidently, my presets are not working right. I'm super... yeah, so not sure what's happening with the colors in that camera and zooming in on me. So, well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's live stream. Let's go here. David says, hi, it's good to have you, David, from down under. We've been talking about the YOLO Cam, not the YOLO Cam, we've been talking about the OSBOT Tiny 3. I unboxed it. I didn't fire it up or plug it in. I haven't even downloaded the software, but we've unboxed it, David. It's right there. And again, this is the new OSBOT Tiny 3. And then I have the microphone kit that you can get with it. So tiny microphone, which we're going to try out as well. That was sent to me from OSBOT, so thank you to those guys. And then I ordered with my own funds the remote control, and we're going to test all this stuff out. We also looked at some really cool things that I saw today from NAMM, and gave a shout out to a great YouTuber. Again, his name is, survey says, is it here? Oh, I lost it. Because I have this video up of an update from NAMM on what's going on with Fender. So check that out. And that video is linked in the description as well below. Are you keeping the YOLO box? I want to, but I don't know. Again, I am in the middle of producing a video. Oh, and I said I would bring that up. I think it's safe now. Let me close some of this stuff. Let me close this, and this, and this, and this, and this, this, before we close all this, if you are looking for a free consult, just click on the link in the description below, fill out this form. If you also want to attend our next town hall on Zoom, you can fill out this form as well. Just need your name and your email address, and then write down here, if you want a free 1-hour consult, you can just write free Zoom consult, and I'd be happy to help you free for 1 hour, answer your questions about any of the equipment I have here, or questions you might have about purchasing gear or your studio or audio or video or lighting. You just put down here free consult. Down there, it's 1 per person, so keep that in mind. So we will close that. Again, that link is in the description below. And close that. I had a lot of things opened tonight. Also have a link to this document about the LAX and that DMX controller. This is all I could find that has been released from m-live.com. So again, you have a link to this document as well in tonight's description. Trying to do as best I can. I will, let's do this. I will add, I may already have added the B&H link in the description tonight. Yeah, I did. Oh, but I didn't add to the stand. It is on stage. You copy this. Called the On Stage Workbench. Again, I'm not an affiliate with B&H. But I will put the link there. You could also shop on Amazon, and I may do a associate link later tonight. I just want to test this link real quick, make sure that it takes you somewhere. And it does. So I will drop that in tonight's description as well. Okay. So we will close B&H, and last thing I want to do tonight, and then we're going to go. It's already been 1 hour and 45 minutes. Just want to give you guys a sneak peek of my YOLO Box Extreme video. It's loading up right now. It's going to take a minute. Oh, I don't have the drive plugged in, so let's not do that. So I'm using the drive to record tonight's video. Let's do this. Let's just go ahead and stop recording. Let me pull the drive. We'll see if it loads. So any other comments or questions that you guys might have before we go? Let's see here. Oh, cool. It did load up. So I'll show you guys that. So so again, David, I'm going to try to keep the YOLO box, and but I have no guarantee. So I got to do some videos, and I may have to do a number of videos for them to let me keep it, but I am going to do a getting started video. I have been editing it. We're going to look at that here in a second. Back in the 80s, I had a Midi drum kit that integrated with the Yamaha RX-7 drum machine. It was cool tech back then. I can only imagine how far things have come. Yeah, I bet they have come really far. Okay, so this is my YOLO box video that I've been working on. You can see how much further I have to go. Everything that doesn't have anything above it still needs to be edited. I'm not keeping all of it, but I'm already at 17 minutes long, and the total video I recorded is 46 minutes. So like my ATEM Mini Pro getting started, my extreme ISO video, part 1 and part 2, I'm going to try to get this down to 30 minutes and have chapter markers in it, but you can see I have been editing away. I'll play the intro of this so you guys can see it. Can't hear it, but I'm playing it. So this is my editing. So I got about 6 hours of editing a couple days ago. I have more editing a day before that. I have probably 6 more hours tomorrow. I will be editing, literally editing video could be a full-time job. So I do want to shorten up my intro and get right into it, but I did talk about the version that I had and what comes in the box. And I'm currently using the Extreme YOLO Box Extreme version 2.2.0. So again, I add each of these, try to give people as much information that I possibly can. Ship size for the YOLO box. I'm trying to do these videos as thoroughly as possible. Even I go over the ports, so you can see a diagram, talk about each of the ports, talk about the antenna location. So again, you guys are getting a sneak peek of a very thorough video that I'm working on right now in the studio for the YOLO Box Extreme. So David, I sure hope that they after that video that they let me keep it. GB Pro 7 Vegas, a copy of Reason 13 and a Midi drum kit will do the same. Okay. But DMX lighting, video control, it syncs. It actually syncs. So the demo, if you watch it or do some research, it actually syncs the fonts, like the songs with the music, with the track. So I don't know if that's technology is available other places through Reason, but again, I'll take your word for it. I'm really out of tune with the music side of things because I've been doing live streaming tech in here. I dived back into consoles for Studio Live 3, my 32 SC console, and they've changed colors on those consoles now. Let me save this and exit it. So this is my console that I currently have right now, and a lot is changing because they have changed the colors of the consoles now. Now you have these new Fender colors right here. So everything's changing to be more of Fender's color scheme. They redesigned the consoles a little bit. The firmware update made mine have the same kind of features, so I really didn't lose anything features. I don't really need to buy a new console, but the color change as Fender takes over PreSonus part of the way is quite unique, going from the blue and silver to now this color scheme, whatever it is. I do think it looks pretty cool. And that's the bigger console, not the one I have, but that's one that I would like to have because it has a spot for the iPad. I have a bracket, the smaller LCD screen built in, more touch sensitive. There are a lot of benefits to this console over the 32 SC that I have, and I think they've been out for 5 or 6 years. So, okay, let's wrap this up. Gary, good show, Keith, and info night, everyone. Abby Deatter, hello, Keith. Congrats for the Super Bowl winning. Yeah, I know. The Seahawks won. It was great. Sorry for all of those Philadelphia fans. I get it. I know exactly how that feels. We lost to Philadelphia in the last Super Bowl the Seahawks attended over, I think, 11 years ago now. We won 12 years ago. You may be so happy. Yeah, I was happy. But again, life goes on with or without football. So I hope tonight's live stream was interesting to you. Some updates from NAMM and some really cool devices. The Tiny 3, we unboxed it. You got a chance to see inside that. I'll be showing you what the quality of the video and the software looks like in live streams to come. And we're going to get back into some ATEM Mini Extreme stuff as well. Also, I was going to say this tonight before we go. Let me see. Where are you? I've actually updated to the new version of H2R graphics, version 3.0.1. I've not used HDR graphics in my live streams before, but I do plan on learning it. I'm spending at least a day this week in the studio messing around with OBS and H2R graphics because I've been doing some training with those devices using OBS, HDR graphics, integrating those things. But I was going to say this. One of the cool things I really saw recently in a video that John Barker did on HDR graphics is there's this little icon right here. You can drag and drop that into OBS now, and it links it directly in OBS. So you could use OBS to do all the things that OBS can do, and you could use HDR graphics to do all the things that HDR graphics can do. And again, this is the start page. You would start opening up shows and screens. So I could open up a screen here and then drag and drop this over into tonight's live stream. If I can get there to my, where is it? What side? There we go. So then if I went full screen like that in the show, then I could just key it out using a key. And that would be a lot of fun. So I do have the updated version of HDR graphics. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We'll talk a little bit about OBS, using it with an ATEM. That'll get us back into spending more time with Blackmagic Design ATEMs. And let's just hope that we hear something new pretty soon. Also, I'm hoping to have my client with the ATEM Extreme ISO G2 join the live stream using Zoom, so you guys can see some of the buttons. I don't have one here, but he does. So I thought it'd be really cool to have him jump on, and we can talk about some of the advantages of the G2. And if you don't know what the G2 is, I'm trying to do this more where rather than just talking about it. This is the G2. Obviously, this is B&H's site. But again, the G2 has the newer, higher-end buttons. It has a transition bar. You have 10 buttons instead of 8 like you have on an ATEM. You have the ability to route 2 HDMI outputs right directly from it. And basically, you just hold down a button, and then you choose which output over here that you want to go. 9 and 10 are routed to Media Player 1 and Media Player 2. As you notice, there's no Media Player 1 and 2 buttons over here. Got cut and auto. There's nicer audio features. If you look at the back of the G2, you have nicer XLR combo jack, so you can come right out of a soundboard, 1/4 inch right and left, or XLR right and left, which is really cool. And they're really mono channels, So you got to pan them right and left if you're going to bring in them from a console. And they do have the ability to add phantom power to both of those outputs. So you could use a higher end condenser microphone with the G2. And so to have that, to be able to show you guys that through my client's studio, that would be a lot of fun in a live stream. So let me know if you think that would be fun in the chat. Not sure what 12 means. Oh, the 12s, yes. Yeah, go 12s. Take care, everyone. That's it. I am Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios. That's it for tonight's live stream. I hope you guys will join me again very soon, and I hope to get that YOLO Box Extreme video up on the channel very soon. I'm going to start producing my Tiny 3 video pretty soon, and that'll be fun to get up on the channel as well. So until next time, I am Keith. Have a great week, and I'll see you very soon.